Mark from Murray Landscapes. We are a family-run landscaping business based in Motherwell, operating throughout central Scotland. We carry a lot of DeWalt power tools on the maintenance van. When you're using them every day, you're looking for reliability. Reliability is a big thing. You don't want any downtime. At the end of the day, it costs money, and it can also frustrate the guys. The guys want to go out and use quality machinery that's going to do the job and make your life a lot easier. They're adaptable because you've got the batteries, you can interchange with the different kit. After using the battery power tools, I was really surprised that the 54 volt batteries have got a good capacity and a good force behind them for the machines that we need to use. We use a range of tools that has reduced noise rates, so it won't disturb yourself or for any of your clients. It's also good for the environment because it's not letting off any emissions. It's also good for my business as well because I've not got any fuel costs. Using battery operated machinery, the decibel rate is a lot lower. We'll still be required to wear hearing protection, but it's obviously safer for the operator. And also it will help to reduce the vibrations of the tools, which is a major thing in the construction industry.
My name is Stephen Robinson and I'm a landscape contractor. For me, battery versus petrol was always in my head the winner was going to be petrol, but having used this product now, I feel that this would be something that I would certainly use on a day-to-day basis, purely just down to the fact that it's very quick to set up. You know, within 10 seconds you're ready to go. Where you're going with a petrol one, you've always got to worry about the petrol, the mix, getting it started in the first place, especially when it's cold. So for me, this will be something that I would certainly want to have on board with me at all times. Having done a bit of fence work or any strimming or any clearance or anything, I would use this at the end of the day to tidy up. It's not got quite the sound that the petrol one would give you. It's a lot quieter. If you're doing it early in the morning, you know, you're not going to annoy people so much, any residents or anything. And also for yourself, you know, you don't want to have a piercing sound for ages. You know, there is a sound, yes, but it's not anywhere near the sound that you would get from something that's run by petrol. That's probably the beauty of it, that it is so simple. You've just got your throttle there, you've got your automatic button for the throttle, obviously you've got your end here which disconnects, take that off, and your battery fits in at the bottom here. Very easy, slot it in. It couldn't be really much simpler than it is. Personally, I haven't found any negative points on it. The only maybe thing is that the power-wise, although it has given me the power that I've needed for my work, I think maybe on larger tasks, something a bit heavier, it may struggle, but I think for what it's intended to do, which is blowing leaves and clearing, it's doing the job perfect.
This is the DeWalt DCE 089 10.8 volt self-leveling laser system. One of the key features and benefits for me of this laser level is the fact that it works on my existing 10.8 volt range. So if you're already a user of your 10.8 volt tools, you're safe to know that all your charged batteries will operate. So for me, no more running out of batteries, no more running down the shop. If it costs you £2 a week to power this with AA batteries, that's £100 a year. So as you can see, it's not going to take too long for the monetary saving to pay for this particular laser. Traditionally, most lasers are cross-line lasers, which gives you one horizontal and one vertical. But on the DCE 089, we actually have three. So we can turn on our first, which is horizontal, as you can see. We can turn on our second. So that gives you your traditional cross-line laser, one vertical, one horizontal. Ideal for setting up kitchens, furniture, anything you want a horizontal line. But the DCE 089 has a second vertical, which throws a line out 90 degrees to the first. And what that means is it's absolutely ideal now for tilers for setting up flooring in large areas, for electricians for setting up lines on the ceiling to make sure your lights are square with one another. Anything you need, it's absolutely ideal. Because the lasers are almost 360 degrees, there's just a little block out point where the line goes through here. They're 360 degrees. There's less amount of time needed to move it around and become more inaccurate. Also, we can just fine adjust it because it's on a swivel. We want to move something just a small amount, we can twist it, which means everything moves together 90 degrees. So if you're looking to set something up and you're wondering where you should move it, you can keep everything at 90 degrees. Now, as with everything we'd expect from DeWalt, it's all guaranteed tough. So all this strong rubber overmold here to protect it. It's all these magnesium metal pieces over the top here which protects the prisms. It's 2 meter drop tested and it's IP65 rated. Now the mechanism inside is quite delicate. You have the pendulums. So when you're packing it away at night, the easiest way to switch it all off is just a one-touch button. It's a pendulum lock and it switches absolutely everything off. Now, have you noticed it rotates on this base, and this base is magnetic. So on the back here, we have these little rubber dimples, which means you can put it on finished plasterwork, but the magnets are strong enough to magnetise onto a corner bead in the plaster, or if you're working on more first fix stuff, we can actually adhere it to metal struts. Very, very easy, makes it very, very flexible. Similarly, on the bottom, We have the rubber feet. So if we're putting it onto a delicate surface like granite or something that might scratch easily, you know that it's protected. You'll also notice that we have 2 machined holes in here, which puts them on top of tripods, whether it be a small one like this or more of a surveyor's tripod, which has a bigger hole in it. And again, you can mount it there, raise it or lower it, and similarly, you can adjust it accordingly. This is the DeWalt DCF 620 XR collated screw gun. It's all compatible on the 18-volt platform, so anything from 2 amp hour to 5 amp hour. And as in the normal circumstances with these collated screws, they're all screws in a plastic strip. We'll literally slide up the guide plate into the mechanism and through, and we just leave it 1 hole short of where we want to fire into. We have the indentations and markings for the relevant size screws. We just literally push the release lock and slide the end in or out until the little silver indent slots in to the relative size screw. After that, all we need to make sure is we have it in forward or reverse, so we're driving the screws in, we need to go forward, and away we go. What happens if we then drive in a screw that doesn't quite drive all the way home, or misaligns, comes out and has a slight misfire? Very, very simple with the DeWalt. All we literally do is remove the end. We can choose forward or reverse, and quite literally, we can take the screws back out again. Or similarly, if they were stuck out, we can drive them in. How about this for a scenario? We're working on a job, we're miles from anywhere, we go to a local store and we can't get any collated screws. All we can buy is loose. Well, that doesn't mean that this piece of kit from DeWalt is useless. All we simply have to do is take another couple of fittings out of the box. We'll literally take the long screwdriver bit out, and in the box, included in the kit, is a magnetic bit, which is a lot shorter. And this works in conjunction with the single feed end, so use single screws. You can put it on, and as you can see, it's got a lock. For lock and for open, that's taking it off and on. And also we have a depth of screw, how far you drive it in. Another use for this end nozzle is when guys are putting up stud walling, metal stud like we have here, screws generally come as individuals, they're not collated. So yet again, this screwdriver can be used for all applications from start to finish of drywalling. That when we want to change to collated screws, we can undo the end, pull it off, push this in to pull our small screwdriver bit out, put the long bit in, put the end on. It comes in a T-stack kit box. We can take all our components, we can put them in the box. It takes a spare battery, it takes the charger. There's even a position to take the spare screwdriver in. There's no need to dismantle it. All we literally do, take the screws out, put it in, and we can lock and go.
This is the DeWalt DW088 crossline laser. Now we all know how important it is for you to get your work level and true, and sometimes if you're working by yourself this is even more difficult, hence why a laser comes into really efficient use. Now this is very, very easy to use. First off, let me talk about one of the plates you get with it. This is the back plate that actually comes with the laser. Now on one side here you have a fixing hole at the top, so you can screw this to something, whether it's a piece of board like so, with the magnetic face there. And if you flip it over the other way, it has a clip which is great for suspended ceilings. That can just clip onto that. We're actually using it here with its own magnet. It's powerful enough to grip onto this channeling. It's also powerful enough just to hold onto a corner bead, one of the finish beads when you've plastered. That's how good it is. To use the device, very, very straightforward. You have a battery life indicator there, and you have both the horizontal and vertical lights. You can use either of them at the time or both of them, so it's up to you. Now the great thing about this is if you've got it on and it's not quite straight, the light strobes inside. So once you get it close to straight, the gyroscope inside then takes over and you know that you're ready to rock. And obviously you can pivot this all the way around, so if you need to work around the room and transfer your marks, whether it's for kitchen units, tiling, using it up above the suspended ceiling, it is just so easy to use. The other upgrade on this model here is the fact that the laser beam has a pulse in it as well. So if you use it with the receiver unit, which is the DE0892, you can actually hold this away, and this is good for up to 30 meters away. So for domestic like commercial work, it's fantastic. And you have the indicator arrow on the front of this telling you if you need to go up or down. There we go, up, 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 up. Level. Fantastic. So again, if you're working the other side of the room and you want to make sure you get your dado rail, your picture rail, your units, your trunking, anything like that, this is the kiddie for it.
Here we have the new range of DeWalt knives. We have the heaviest duty applications, carpet fitting, plasterboard, cutting vinyl, flooring, etc. with the fixed blade. It's clamped and it's solid and there is zero movement in the blade. All three knives have onboard blade storage, excellent quality blades that come from Sheffield. What's a nice feature about this utility knife is there is a magnet, which means that when the blade goes in, it keeps it nice and securely in place. Slightly curved, ergonomic grip, bi-material handles, and the idea is being curved, you can keep your knuckles away from your workpiece. Next we have the retractable blade, and that's a general day-to-day knife. It has a little slot here, and even though the blade is closed, we've got like a little banding cutter. We push this, and in the back we have onboard blade storage. This knife here also is retractable, has a quick release blade. Again, it has onboard blade storage in the back. This blade here has the added benefit that it can fold away neatly. Has a belt clip on the back, or you can stow it away safely into your pocket or into your toolbox.
Power that will drive the most extreme construction equipment, delivering total cordless freedom. This is the dawn of the power revolution. DeWalt XR FlexVolt. The game just changed.